For
yeah, we
training.
should talk about something.
Yeah, we should probably talk about this. The podcast should start.
What's like a horror movie scene that was just like fucking like either like mind blowing, terrifyingly scary, or like just game changing? Like it was just like, oh my god, I can't believe that. Okay.
I have two actually. Okay, so one is the movie The Boy.
Okay.
When fucking the abusive boyfriend like smashes the doll.
Yeah. And then
the fucking giant ass, like real ass dude comes out of the walls and kills him. I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he's like talking to try and get her to come back. Come back here, sister.
Yeah.
come back, Rebecca. Come back, Rebecca.
You're my favorite. Like one of my like moments in horror movies throughout my entire life that just stuck with me was a kill scene in Freddy vs. Jason where Jason folds the bed in half. The kids lay face down. I don't know, that just one image just stuck in my head. Just like, that might be the most brutal thing I've ever seen.
Where he just grabs both sides and just goes.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
he's laid face down, so his like legs just are behind his head. And he's like fucked up. And I was just like, that is the most brutal thing I've ever seen. I don't think there's a on-screen moment that is more brutal than that. Like he folded a person in half the wrong way.
Do I look like Skrillex?
Dude, you should totally rock that.
Well, what I was saying is a lot of people have played Jason, and they always go for like the big, like 6'6", 6'9" dude.
So you.
I'm not 6'6".
You're a scary big dude.
Yes, but my favorite, probably my favorite kill on screen, so I suppose we'll do like the favorite like scene and the one that kind of scared you.
Okay.
Maybe. But my favorite scene is also a Jason Voorhees kill. And it's not like a single kill, it's a group of people that he goes after. It's from Jason X. And it's when he systematically kills all the Marines that are after him in the spaceship. And the one in particular is when he grabs the bald dude and like takes him into a corridor and puts him in like a chin lock. So you just see his head slowly turn that way and his neck snaps and he falls on the ground. Kane was always like super physical about it. He wanted like it to look a certain way. Kane Hodder actually directed that actor. Like, okay, when I bring you in here, don't just do that and fall. He was like, I want you to slowly, like I'm forcing it to happen, and then snap.
Yeah.
So you did the one that shocked you, or the one that you really like. What was one that like is a pivotal one that actually scared you?
Probably in the orphanage when the mom, like she's been looking for a kid for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, the mom stuff always hits you really hard.
And
obviously.
she thought like the ghost had him and shit and all this whatever. Well, the one that day, one of the ghost kids like led her to the closet, and she realizes that there's like a trick door, and there's like a heavy thing in front of it that had like tipped or whatever. She goes downstairs, her kid like fell in there and couldn't get out and started to death all along, shit. And she thought like people took him and all this stuff when he was still in the house.
That's fucked.
Yeah,
And
the
I was just
orphanage
like,
is a bit of a ride.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
I was like at the very end too, and I'm just like.
I think I audibly did that when I was watching the movie. I was like, "Fuck!"
The Babadook fucked me up when it came out of the darkness out of it. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or when he like enters the room, he's like, "No, shadow time," and just goes into the like you see him, but then you don't because he goes into the shadow. Like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, the Babadook was like one of like.
It's not the exorcism, it's like the something of Helena.
Yeah.
And that movie's terrifying.
Taking of.
I forget what it is. It's something of Helena. It's like it is like a European like movie. It's like independently filmed by the looks of it. But dude, it's like the movie starts out and she goes to move to like some other country to fucking like work as a teacher or like a care person. when they first move in, this fucking like lady basically crawls out of there
Oh.
and like talks to the little girl, but nobody else knows. The little girl's telling her that, and she's like, no. Because she work in the field of work, she's like looking at what her daughter's doing. She's like, there's something wrong with her. And they're getting her evaluated. She's like fucking up at school and shit. Turns up at the house and shit, and she's like in the corridor looking down like the bedrooms and like it's like just a hallway. And she's like looking at the daughter, saying like the daughter comes out of her room and she's like, come here. Like we're getting rid of the wardrobe and shit. And then the fucking lady just like, there's like no musical build up or tension to the moment, but all of a sudden the two fairy ladies that you haven't seen the whole movie just fucking is there. And she's there, and she's still there, and she's walking down the thing, and she's still there, and it's just like elongated, like you just inhale and you just be like, what's happening, like,
and she's just walking.
Nothing's prepared you for it, and like another wardrobe falls over, she's like trying to crawl over it, and she's just like vividly there for such a long, uncomfortable time that like that entire scene is just like, because there's no music and because there's no like edited like speed up or jump or she's not there and suddenly there, it's just she's fucking there, dude. Like she's like so fucking close already, she's just getting closer, and the woman's in such a state of shock of like how prolonged it is, she just doesn't fucking move, and it's like so like real. Like I'm just like, whoa, that's fucking terrifying.
Just about the scariest thing that I've ever seen in a movie. That it's probably because I saw this movie when I was super young. It's from the third Exorcist psych ward that Father Karras is in, and Karras is just like sitting there, and since he said take me in the first one, he still has the devil inside and he committed himself. So he's sitting there in a straitjacket in the corner, and he's talking to the detective, and the serial killer starts to speak, looks up at the detective, and he's screaming at him, and his eyes are bright fucking blue. Oh. And Father Karras has got brown eyes and very soft face, and he just looks up at him, and it's the killer's face with these piercing, horrible blue eyes, just screaming at the camera at the detective's point of view. And it's this, I mean, that in itself, if you think about it, isn't that super scary, but the build up to that moment, it's just this quiet conversation that just keeps slowly, ambiguously getting more intense, and then just like, bam, they fire that moment at you, and you're like, fuck! Ew, and the Haunting of Hill House, when the father's talking to the kids, he just goes, like that, like, fuck you.
It's over.
With that shit. Redneck lady.
Mine was the autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yeah,
ooh, that was
creepy.
good.
Yeah, that was creepy as
When
well.
Just the moment you realize that she felt everything.
Yeah, and the fucking thing walking after them.
We have seen
zombies, basically. Fact checking kills podcasts.
I think it was called The Orphan.
Yeah, the older woman.
She literally was like a little girl the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And at the very end, you find out she's actually like 40, and she's pretending to be a kid because she wants to fuck your husband.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Let's take that.
I should have ate the whole cookie.
Yeah.
Now you know how I feel. A mouthful you're not sure what to do with.
Ew.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, it's her turn.
I just did it with the Orphan.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Sorry.
When you find out Scream's really that chick's boyfriend the whole time.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You all go a little mad sometimes. Shoots Randy.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm a virgin. My favorite was the parody is when he shoots Short in Scary Movie when he shoots Shorty in the chest.
Yeah.
Like, Cindy, he shot me in the lungs. There's smoke coming out. You want to hit that shit? And he dies.
I love the first scene in Scary Movie 2 where it just comes into the college and it's Cindy sat at that water fountain
Yeah.
and Shorty comes along.
Free paper.
He's like, oh, son. Oh.
She kicks the shit out of that girl.
And takes her coat. Yo, bitch. Those fuzz tight. Like,
Now run that shit, bitch. Nah, I mean.
yeah. That part's hilarious. I also love the little part where Shorty gets rolled up and smoked by the tree outside. But while he's doing that on the TV is a Christmas infomercial for like a black rap like Christmas album.
Yeah.
And it says like with such hits as I'm dreaming of a white woman and like
All I want for Christmas is the charges drop.
yeah. Yeah.
My favorite moment from that
Fozzie
movie.
the Dope Man.
Yeah.
So at the very end when she's like at college again or whatever, and she has the fucking bird. That fucking bird.
Oh yeah.
What did you put in that bird seed?
Oh my god. I love it when Shorty wants to fight him.
You got beef? I'll fuck you. Let me out of this cage. I'll fuck you up.
He's like, what's up there, buddy? He's like, your mama's fat ass. And he's
What did
like,
Polly say to me?
wait, what? And he's just like, wait, no. He's like,
Hold my tooth, son. I'll fuck you.
I also love
You're that welcome back
I
Cotter
like when he's got
haircut.
the giant bird dick too. He's like, break a piece off of this and your sweet ass bitch. And I'm just like,
yeah. I love it when they stood at the bottom of the stairs and the basketball comes down.
Yeah, it's
They do
a
the
Nike
whole, like,
commercial.
yeah,
The
that's
and one commercial.
That's so good. And that freak who's getting like banged by the ghost, like House on the Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
But she's like loving it. Like,
If I had known you were coming, I wish you would have. I would have freshened up. Yeah, I wish you would have freshened up too. Get up there.
yeah. Folks are across the ceiling. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, Kiki's my middle name, bitch.
Yeah. She gets into crab position. Like, ah. She's all,
Mrs. Huey Kane. It just bolts.
yeah.
babe, call me.
Like,
Oh,
you
I
know,
want for
because you got
Christmas.
that like Down syndrome look going on with those like orangutan titties.
Yeah, they're gonna put you
But
in
this
full
chick
Nelson just to
here,
lick 'em.
she's got some nice titties. Like,
Your skin's not as oily and not as oily as yours. Also, she's got some perfect boobs. You're gonna put you in a full Nelson just to lick them.
I like it when she's driving up to the house at first. She puts in the tape deck, and she's like singing along with that. I'm like, "Shut up, bitch! I sing this song, okay?" And she's like, "Oh, okay, sorry." And then the fucking girl on the radio carries and singing. It's such a funny scene.
I want to get the door knocker of the guy's
I
balls,
know.
and when she hits the door
And
knocker,
it just,
oh!
yeah. It's so good.
Make room for Fanny. Watch
No.
no.
This
Watch
is my
Fanny.
strong
Grab my
hand.
strong hand.
I love it when what he does for the turkey dude. He's
You
like,
gotta stop it yourself.
and he's like, like,
And then he fucks the turkey.
and then they're like, "Is there anything here that you didn't make?" "Oh, probably just them."
The pie.
He's
The
like,
pie.
he's like, "Oh, the pie. Let's have some pie." Yeah. Oh my god! And everyone's like so
My
happy.
nerves.
It's like, my nerves. He's like, oh, like what? And then he just goes
My-
with the wet turkey hand.
Sticks his
It's like,
whole strong hand in the pie.
Christ. That one guy dies because he won't touch it. Like,
He falls out the
I
window.
know. Gotta take my strong hand. Oh please God, no. He's underrated, man. He was really good in Men in Black as well. He played
David Cross,
He
yeah.
played like this store clerk when they were talking about like, He had all those videos on the Men in Black.
Yeah.
Like, take the girl to fucking Cambodia.
Take her to Cambodia, spend more than $1.
Yeah.
And then the dark part of that scene is he grabs the shovel and he goes, "Hey mom,"
Yeah.
and go kill his mom. Fuck?
The morgue scene in that movie is like pretty iconic. Like the first, I was talking to my brother about this the other day. Is like that era of movies. You can say whatever you want about them, but because of what they became,
Yeah.
they were never intended to be series or franchise or sequels.
That's why I like the original Die Hard so much, is because it is a Christmas movie. But anyway, that's why I like it so much, because
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
that movie by the sequels that came out, that movie was never intended to go past that.
It was also never intended to be a Christmas movie.
And yet it was. But like it's like the movie was so and then the second one is the same premise, and even there's a meta moment in there. He breaks the fourth wall a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, we're just neck deep in terrorists again, aren't we, John?" Like, you're just the fucking fat cop says it, and he's like, "Just in the wrong place at the wrong time." He's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot."
Yeah.
And the third movie's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie. Samuel L. Jackson steals the show again as Zeus.
I'm like I just love the movies that people hate. Like like Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes,
I fucking love that movie.
it's such.
Do you know one of my favorite Sylvester Stallone movies?
Of course.
Is Demolition Man.
Yes,
That's like one of my favorite Sylvester. If you're gonna talk about like 80s action movies, I'm gonna come up with like fucking Lionheart, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Fucking what was the other one he did?
Legionnaire
with the twins.
Double Impact.
Yeah, I love Double Impact.
Double Impact was like, I loved that movie, and it was one of those movies. It had tits in it.
Yeah.
It had like
it had everything.
it had really like Jean-Claude Van Damme doing really bad language and stuff. It was that movie that I would watch alone, and like it would be on TNT or something, like at night or something. Like I would watch that movie all the time. Like anytime that was it was on. When he crushes the dude, that guy Griffith, he crushes him with the fucking, with the
such a
train car.
Such a great fucking movie. That movie doesn't get talked about enough.
No.
Like, everyone wants to talk about like the Rockies and the Rambos. They're great. They are. That's why they're so well recognized. But like, you can't at this point be like, I'm a huge Sylvester Stallone fan. That's why I watch Creed 2. It's like no, like his actual work, like. Demolition Man, fucking dude, that Wesley Snipes in that movie and Sylvester Stallone.
Wesley Snipes is brilliant in that movie.
It's a great movie. You know, it's the same thing like Fifth Element. Everybody loves Fifth Element.
Why does
love
it sound
Fifth
like you
Element.
half want to cry? It's a great movie.
It is. But like Fifth Element is like, I love that movie, dude. I do. Bruce Willis is bombing it. But there's so many other movies like that are doing the same thing that just don't get the talk about. There's nothing wrong with them. Like Total Recall has the most like gut churning blood fucking effects.
Blood.
Blood fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fucking insane. That I remember watching that when I was a kid, man, and it blew my fucking mind because when he runs down the staircase in that like subway station or in the airport or whatever, he runs down, that guy turns on him and shoots him.
Yeah.
The blood splatter is like so real, and even as a kid who'd never seen anybody get shot in real life, like it was still like I knew. I was like, whoa, you can't like safely ingest that.
Well, while you're waiting for that to cool.
No, but do you know the remake of Judge Dredd wasn't bad? I liked it too.
Right.
Everyone feels like when they remake a movie, you have to like one or the other, but that second Judge Dredd was fucking good. It was like kind of like The Raid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like same premise. Like I like that.
The
premise
second
for an action movie. It was
the
good.
remake of RoboCop was halfway decent.
I never saw it. No.
It was pretty good.
Do you guys remember?
They like rolled all of the movies into one, so there was like elements of all the RoboCops in one RoboCop remake.
something I found out. Did you guys know those books when we were younger? The like scary stories to read in the dark, more scary stories to read in the dark.
I remember. You may not.
No, we had like Goosebumps and fucking.
We had Goosebumps, but this guy came out like with like it was literally just a collection of all these different like creepy, scary like fucking like stories and shit. It was like I heard they're making it into a TV show.
I've been hearing that for like years now.
They're making Watchmen into a TV show.
I know they already
Yeah,
have.
it's like HBO.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the future. Like, movies are gonna die because like, I know you guys haven't watched it, but like, so many people have watched Game of Thrones, and that long-winded, elevated story, being able to develop characters all that much. Like, all these directors have seen that and been like, HBO is like the only format that's going to allow us to do that. Everybody else wants to like squeeze it in, or we'll syndicate it, or we'll have this guy write it because he's good at like writing like Big Bang, you know, and he can prolong it for so long. But it's just like these long-winded stories have done so well for HBO, made them so much money. Like Game of Thrones is like their top thing. They're getting all these series now, like Watchmen. Watchmen was like a 3-hour movie, dude, and they didn't even get all of it in there. So these guys are going to be able to like blow it out, and look at the money those actors are making from like Game of Thrones, man. Like, there's all the money in the world.
Yes.
Like, it's getting paid to them. So HBO is what you need to get. I just wish they'd have an easier way of me watching it, because I'm fed up of calling up and adding a channel every time I want to watch Game of Thrones, and then I cancel it because I don't really want to watch anything else. Like, and that's so expensive. Like, if they did a streaming service where I could actually watch live HBO, you'd get like $5 a month off everybody, which is better than like, you know, $100 off of every fucking 20th person you come across, you know.
Yeah.
I think like I think Candyman, that first scene, like when she gets her new job and shit, she's walking through that multi-story car park, and as she's like trying to find where she parked her car, she hears her name in that real she's like looks around and just sees the silhouette of him. And the thing just stood there. And she just like freezes. And he doesn't run at her, he doesn't do anything more, he just stays there. So she has to like fully accept it, like, no, I'm definitely seeing it, I'm not imagining and this shit, like,
Who is that?
Fucking dude stood there. And then the part when she goes into the public restroom, like, it's just outside, it's there, like outside with this huge block of like apartments and shit. And she goes in there and it says like Candyman was here. She's like, then the little boys like telling her a horror story about what happened in there. That some guy like cut a guy from like under his balls all the way up to his chest, like cutting off so no one goes to the bathroom there. She went in and then she turned around and some dude was like dressed up as Candyman. It wasn't actually him. Just like some kid fucking around, fucking clocks her on the nose with the hook. And she like wakes up and it's like fuck, man. Like that whole movie is like the first Candyman movie is so legit. Like it's one of those movies like we were just saying about movies that didn't mean to have sequels. Like Candyman is one of them. Because you watch that first movie, dude. Like when she passes out in her room and then wakes up in her neighbor's room. Right, with blood all over her, blood everywhere, all up the walls. The woman's 2 kids are gone,
and she's got.
And she's like, "What are you doing in here?" Like, and that's just how the scene ends and opens. There, she's just like, "What the fuck?" Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. And the black woman's like trying to kill her and shit because she thinks she's killed her fucking kids. Like, there's blood everywhere, dude. And it's just like. Such a fucked up scene. I'm convinced. Like, I know that like Freddy and Jason went to hell and shit, but like Candyman got kicked out.
The thing that made me like stay up when I was a kid. The thing that made like I literally would stare at my door, knowing that this was going to be there. Like when I was really little, maybe like 9 or 10, I watched The Terminator by myself. The very first Terminator. And then for literally months afterward, I would lay there in my bed knowing that at any point I was going to see these red eyes coming down the hallway and this big metal robot walking slowly into my bedroom, and there was nothing that I could do.
Yeah.
There was I couldn't kill it. I couldn't fight it. I couldn't break it. It was just going to walk into my bedroom and reach down and crush my skull. Like that, like when in the end part of that movie. No, like when the end part of that movie, when Reese blows up the tanker truck.
Right.
And like you see him get out and burn and all that shit, and then the movie's over, and then the Terminator, the endoskeleton rises out of the fucking wreckage and just starts, and it's broken its leg, but it's this autonomous killing machine. It goes until its brain is it's like a zombie.
Yeah.
So it's like it's
the worst
broken
kind
leg.
of
Yeah, the worst indestructible metal zombie.
Yeah. It's just.
It's awful.
Oh, that is a terrible thought.
And it's just dragging this broken leg behind it. And it's coming down the hallway after them. They close the door, and it's literally breaking the metal door to the machine shop down.
Oh my God.
And I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I was into the effects and stuff when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, it was a cool movie. It was a great movie. And I turned it off and was immediately like, I'm not going to sleep.
Honestly, gotta give mad props to the original Jurassic Park. Because when I was a kid, I can't even lie, I wish I could tell you the first time I watched Jurassic Park, I was all cool and collected, but when that T-Rex turned up, dude, I was behind the couch.
No, yeah.
Like, that's fucking real. Like, even now, it holds up.
Yeah.
Like, after all those years, did you
Stan
watch that
Winston.
scene? That's a fucking T-Rex. That's not animatronics. Like, you watch that scene. The raptors, too.
Yo,
that
yeah.
kitchen scene, dude, when he shuts the refrigerator and the raptors, like, oh
Mhm.
my fucking God. They used to advertise cereal with that commercial.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
uh-huh.
guys had that. It was on Cartoon Network or like Fox Kids, was it at the time?
Yeah, I remember
Dude,
that.
oh my God, that commercial advertised like Frosties or some shit with like raptors hunting you down in your own kitchen. Just
Yeah,
like,
fuck that.
oh my God.
The movie
And
that's
this is
like
how it is,
kids
that's
are
just
like
great.
allowed to watch that freaked me right the fuck out was Jumanji.
Mm.
When I was little,
Jumanji has a bunch of viscerally
scary shit.
terrifying moments.
Yeah.
The stampede?
Yeah. The monkeys on the fucking car
Ew.
freak me out, man. Like, because those things will
The
fucking
bugs got
decimate
me.
you. The
Oh,
bug, yeah, the bugs
the
out
big
there.
the big mosquitoes,
Yeah.
yeah. I hated the fucking plants.
Yeah. Oh my
The
God.
dart shooting plants and everything. The big pod thing didn't really I didn't really fuck with that. It didn't scare me, but the plant that shoot up and shot the barbs into that little girl's neck
Yeah,
and shit.
that's so brutal.
And then the big giant spiders.
But you know what's so underrated about the movie is the beginning of the movie. When it just, you come into the movie off of the intro, like New Line Cinema or whatever,
Mhm.
and all that, like those old movie VCRs and shit. And then it goes straight in and it's just this boy running.
Mm-hmm.
And then he runs onto that quarry site and goes up to like the top where they're building shit. He finds it. It's the body
Yeah.
like such a good way to start a movie.
Yeah, it sets it
like
up
because it's just
perfectly.
like you don't even have any questions. You're just like there's a boy running. You're just like following him like what the fuck is that? Then there's oh shit, what is this box?
Shit's about to start out.
Yeah, it's so good. We've been tracking that all that time since he was a kid. I think that's so underrated in that movie. Like that's such a fucked up life
Robin
that
Williams,
that guy has lived.
Robin
man.
Williams'
Like,
performance. I always gravitate when I want to see Robin Williams at his best. I always gravitate to something that's slightly more dramatic,
yeah,
like his performance in Good Will Hunting.
brilliant. Yeah,
His
performance in Jack.
that
I love Jack.
Jack is one of my favorite
Jack
Robin
is
Williams
awesome.
films.
That's heartbreaking. That movie.
And his performance in Jumanji, albeit in the beginning portions,
That makes you appreciate your life.
like funny.
Yeah.
But when they're like saying they don't need him, they're doing the reverse psychology thing on him. When he's like, I've seen things that are only in your nightmares.
Yeah.
I've seen things that you've never seen.
Yeah.
At night, you hear a scream, and then you hear them eat, and you pray to God that you're not lunch.
I
Like,
think one of the
for 20 years.
One of the like undertone things in that of his dramatic acting too is when that scene when he comes face to face with the girl that he had a crush on,
Sarah Whittleya.
that played with them, and had been deemed crazy, and so she just accepted that she hallucinated the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he actually just disappeared. She just imagined him getting sucked into the game because it was easier to do. You know, she's been told that her whole life, and then she comes face to face with him, and it's just like that's a really good scene as well for such a childish movie.
You
Like,
cut you up into little pieces and hit you in the walls.
Yeah, and he does it so well because he's still a kid. Like,
Yeah.
and who better than Robert Williams to be able to portray that, like,
The childish kind of.
yeah, of just,
That's
like,
it. What happened to you? You shaved with a piece of glass? What happened to you? The clampets at a yard sale?
yeah,
Like, it's still there.
yeah,
I
man.
love that man.
He was one movie that always like trips me up, dude, because it really, maybe not because of like, I can't remember if it's because of the content of the movie or if it's actually just like the premise of it. It's just that the time to us is like so short compared to what time is Bicentennial Man.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Or,
that.
like when he fucking like, you know, keeps himself
Sam
going,
Neill's in
gets-
that movie.
he gets his upgrades and shit,
Mhm.
but the girl that he grew up being a butler for, basically, he was like a butler bot, and like the little girl that he like looked after is now like an old woman, and he's only just become like, they have like prosthetics and shit to make him look kind of
Mhm.
human, and like his only job, his like first purpose as a machine was to like look after her. She's like dying and shit, and it's just like fuck,
And then,
like
and then
just
he chooses,
heartbreaking, like.
and then him as a character in the movie chooses to get the final upgrade where he can actually die.
Yeah, it's,
And he chooses, and it's like the
yeah,
crazy
'cause
thing
none of the
about
other machines die. Like
Yeah,
they
they
have
all
to just
just-
live with it forever.
Mhm.
Like all of the people, like outliving everybody, and it's the youngest kid in the family, right?
Yeah, so
like that
she's
is
the
still
last,
alive.
parents have passed
That
away.
he served, and she's about to die, and he's just like, I want to be able to die. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to have to like live with that. It's just like fuck, dude. That movie fucked me up. Like that. Like, because it's such an overlooked movie. Like, oh, it's the Robin Williams robot movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, that's just what we're focusing on. I know, it's a fucking brilliant movie. It's so good. Like, and not just for, like, that part. Like, the whole other part of the movie, you don't even see it coming, because it is comical, and it is, like, funny, and, like, there's a gradual building story. You see lots of cool shit. And then it just catches you out of left field. It's like, no, actually, we were here to just break your heart the whole time. So it's just like, what?
Well, the same thing that happens a lot in Robin Williams movies. Like, even Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of Mrs. Doubtfire, when she takes him to court and everything, and makes like the supervised visits, and then when she comes to like apologize to him, and he fucking lets her have it.
Yeah.
Like every now, like I have to see my kids with a supervisor. Every time I look at them, touch them, or talk to them, she asks herself why.
Yeah.
Like that's like, oh God, let go of my balls. Like stop it, stop it.
The one that got me that's also underrated is an Adam Sandler movie, is Big Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
The scene when the guy
oh.
turns up, he's been turning up the whole movie, and they've been friendly, they've created that relationship, that like heavy set guy,
Yeah.
his fucking name, the actor, he's really good there. And he
He's
turns up that
he's-
one last time, he's like, we know you're not Kevin McAllister. Like, we know you're not. He got in touch with us. We're gonna have to take the kid. And the kid's like, no. Like, he's been there for all that time, dude. And you've seen all that development. And he's like, no, I don't want to go. Don't let them take me. Don't let them take me. You said you'd never. Like, you promised me you'd never let anybody take me from you. And he's just like, I'm sorry, man. Like, it's like Adam Sandler. He's like, sorry, man. There's nothing I can do. Like, my hands are tied. Like, he's the fucking law and shit. You got we gotta go with him. He's like, I don't want to go with him, honestly. And it's just like, oh my god. And then like the end scene of the movie is just a liver punch. Because you're thinking, after all this, he'll get him in the end. And then the end scene is him talking to the guy who's actually his dad. Just being like, yeah, he likes like firecrackers, you know, like we have fun and shit. And he gives them to him and then they just walk away. It's just like, oh my fucking god.
This heart-wrenching.
It's like the kid loves him. And he just gets like torn away. It's just fucking
all
so
those-
It's like an
silly.
I Am Sam.
Oh my god.
No, I don't even want to fucking talk about that movie.
And they're like tearing him apart, and it's like,
I just like.
I loved, did you ever watch Mighty Joe Young?
Yep.
Dude. You don't
Great.
watch Mighty Joe Young?
Great.
You're an
effects
animal lover
movie.
too, so that would just break her.
That, yeah, you would.
you would
It's
just
about a
die.
giant gorilla.
But
it's
he's
like,
not like King Kong.
wait a
He's
minute,
like
wait a minute.
he's like just
A gorilla
kinda
gorilla.
bigger.
And they raise him from like a baby.
No. This is it's a long. The
Not
movie
Dumpster
itself.
checks in.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
Nathan Lane in that movie is
I love it.
phenomenal.
Dumpster checks in is the shit.
And why can't I ever remember his actual name? Pee Wee Herman
Yeah,
plays the
mom.
exterminator in that movie.
Yeah.
Saw a turtle once. Looked like a Cadillac with a tail.
You know what
that's
else?
his main
You
story.
know what else fucked me up?
Hmm.
When I was a kid, like a scary one.
Hmm.
The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh shit.
Oh, all
That
those-
bat is fucking terrifying.
Do you know
to me.
the Never-Ending Story? The first Never-Ending Story
That
movie.
literally
Yeah.
scared the fuck
fucking-
out of me.
The wolf
Oh
in the
god.
darkness,
Oh
just the
yeah.
eyes.
Which movie?
Like
Never-ending story.
the very first.
Never seen it.
Oh my god, dude.
We're like, we can't fucking be
Wow.
friends.
The scene.
We
with-
can't be married.
The scene with like just him being in that like really
You
scary.
seriously just threw your ring.
He's in like a really scary area
Well, I never
anyway.
seriously do it, so.
Because he's in like the middle of the woods, it's like foggy and shit, and he's just like on his own, doesn't know where the fuck he is, he's in some like fantasy realm, and then he just hears that voice, and then he's like talking to it, and then he gets closer and closer and closer, and then just these eyes open in the darkness, and he just carries on talking, and then it just fucking comes out this like black wolf, dude. It's just like,
It's a
what?
big ass black wolf.
It's
yeah.
scary, but the
Mhm.
scariest part is like just when you see his eyes open, he just is like coaxing him in so he can kill him. And it's like
Yeah.
so dark. It's like so.
There's
fucking
so
dark.
there's so many of those moments in like kids films. Like I mean the most famous one is when Mufasa dies.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Do you know like Disney loves to kill girls' dads?
They really
What's it,
enjoy.
oh, you're doing pretty good, yeah. You got a stepmom, I mean, she's a bitch, but you got your dad. Oh no, your dad's dead. There you go. Just
There
like,
you go.
oh, what?
There you
Sleeping
are.
Beauty? Yeah, oh, you're doing pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
You're a princess, right?
Yeah.
No. Now you're so cardigan, and your dad's dead. So like, what are you gonna do now? Like, and it just goes through the list of
Yeah,
just like,
now you gotta make do.
Snow White, you're doing pretty well, yeah, you know, we wouldn't just kill your dad, we'd kill both your parents. There you go, now you're living a wooden bunch of dwarves, now fuck you for the rest of your life.
By the way, we're gonna about midway through this movie when you get through, you know, all the bondage stuff that you learn each one of them's kink.
Yeah.
But halfway through that, a witch is gonna come up and give you a fucking apple to eat, and you're gonna fucking pass out.
You're dumb.
Because you're dumb and you ate that shit. And I don't know why you ate that shit, but now you're in a fucking coma. Oh yeah. And then the only way for you to get out of the coma is to have this creepy ass prince come and kiss your dead body, and maybe you come back to life. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he's just gonna rape you. Maybe he puts something in your butt. You can't do anything about it.
I love the fact that,
This right here in your ass.
oh, yep. I love the
That's the
fact,
opening of the podcast.
yeah. Oh man. Brutal. It's, I don't know, I just love the fact with that movie that she's like sleeping with fucking all those fucking dwarves
What
and
the
shit.
fuck are you doing?
This is weird.
I'm Evie John.
But
Who's John?
The video we
I
watched.
know, I'm just kidding.
sorry, man. Like, I don't know. Do you ever watch Toy Soldiers?
Oh man.
That's a fucking good movie.
Toy soldiers, which are...
With like, what's the
Well,
fucking...
action figures and shit.
That's small soldiers.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
that's it,
uh-huh.
that's it. Dude, that fucking... I wanted that action figure so fucking bad. The soldier one.
Mhm.
Like the bad guy.
Major Chip Hazard.
He's so fucking good. Major Chip Hazard is like the baddest motherfucker alive.
Fuck
I
that
love that
guy.
shit. Dude, nah, fucking,
Our mind is a
totally,
terrible
I'm
thing to
totally
waste.
on, I'm totally on for the capitalists. I'm like,
Civilian, declare your allegiance, and he shoots the kid.
dude, even as a, like the age I was when I watched that, I was still like, yeah, he's a dick, but damn, like,
Congratulations.
kill the natives.
You've been
like,
drafted. Move.
like when they came out with they came out with a line of action figures after that were like to scale accurate,
Mm-hmm.
and I was convinced that they had they'd done the malfunction they did in the movie where they put actual chips in them. I was like, I need one. I fucking need one. Like,
You need to take over
it,
the
I
world.
couldn't. I was so obsessed with it that my mom was like, we can't get you one. like. I was just like, fucking, oh my god.
I love how when Dennis Leary comes out and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna take these little guys off your hands. There's some terrorists in the South Pacific that are gonna find them very amusing."
Yeah.
I love. There's another actor. There's another one. Dennis fucking Leary. Okay, he's not in many movies, and he did a great job in Rescue Me. You watch that?
Yeah.
It's a series about firefighters.
Mhm. Yeah,
You've
I've
seen it.
it.
Okay, I didn't know you had a blank look on your face.
I just know him best from a stand-up. That's all.
But Dennis Leary, there's another like. There's another like.
Every time.
He has like these just visceral moments in the movies that he's in, and the whole like him in the boardroom scene in Small Soldiers. He's like anytime I guess I'm assuming it's in his contract that he has to have some kind of monologue to camera, and he has that one, and then he's got in Demolition Man he's like I want to run around eating Big Macs and cheeseburgers, rubbing peanut butter all over my body, singing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to paint the town red. I want to paint the town black. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a 52 Ford Coupe, big whale eyes for headlights, and little baby seal flippers for hubcaps. Yeah. I'm gonna drive that motherfucker at 115 miles an hour, getting 1 mile to the gallon. And there's not a goddamn thing anyone can do about it. You know why? Because we got the bombs, okay? John Wayne's not dead. He's frozen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, he's dead. There's a whole conspiracy on Walt Disney being frozen, though. Because he had cancer. And there's this whole, like, thing that he's actually frozen. He's on ice, and he's underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Okay.
But then there's also another one that Walt Disney haunts the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And you can hear him singing along in the background when you're on the ride. Sometimes you see him. And then there's also the Robot Chicken episode. Where Walt Disney really...
I love watching the dark theories of Disney movies. Like, they do those ones. The one about Peter Pan was the most compelling one for me. Was like the Peter Pan. One thing that kids never notice about him in a Disney movie is he has pointy ears, so he isn't a human kid.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
can fly and shit, right? And he has all these boys locked up in this thing, and they're saying that he was like a pixie, and like mythologically, like pixies were like bad fairies that would like basically steal children and like feed off their life force to keep themselves young. And they reckon that that's what Peter was doing. And the reason that Captain Hook was like so convinced, like so on killing Peter Pan is because he was one of the lost boys that ran away. and he grew old in Neverland, became a pirate with some other Lost Boys that ran away, and then they became pirates trying to kill Peter Pan because he fucking keeps stealing kids from the real world and fucking, like, leeching off them. That makes it real fucked up when you look at, like, Wendy. Like, he's basically grooming her.
Yep. You're gonna be the first girl. I'm gonna take you back with all the boys.
We got a hell of a time. It's Matthew McConaughey all day. If you do
Yeah.
live action.
Oh my god, Matthew McConaughey as Peter Pan.
Yeah.
None of these boys are gonna run away.
Yeah,
After
like
they
a
get a taste
like
of
a,
your
dark,
ass.
a realistic,
Alright.
yeah, like a realistic, like dark version.
Ew,
of
and that
Peter
makes
Pan.
that makes his line in what the fuck is that movie? I can't remember.
Fucking what is it?
He's just like, none of the
Yeah,
little
fuck
boys
yeah.
are gonna run away anymore after
Ben
they get a
Affleck's
taste
in
of
it,
your
right, with the
Yeah.
paddle and shit.
Yeah, and he
I
that
forget
line that he says is like, that's what I love about high school girls.
I keep
I
getting
get
older.
They stay the same age.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Hey, you do drugs, man? No, we don't. Be a whole lot cooler if you did.
Do you know what is a great movie? Porky's.
Oh my god, Porky's is so fucking funny.
That one scene when he sticks his dick through the fucking through the shower wall and that lady grabs it and then she's in the principal's office saying like, I'd recognize it. And she's like, well, how do you recommend that we find this boy that flashed you then? And it's like, well, if we did, and she's like, I remember that penis anywhere. Like, I remember it. It's like so different and weird. Like, I remember it. And he's like, okay, so I guess we just organize a lineup of like, he's like fucking with the guy who's like typing his note. I guess we just line up all the wieners and just like, do like a wiener lineup and you can just pick it out. And he's like, yeah, that would work great. And then they both like laugh and shit. Like, such a good movie.
Animal House is great too.
You know what movie I liked?
Did you lose it? It's gone.
No, Waiting.
Yeah, Waiting was good.
That was so like shock factor and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah, Batwing.
The Batwing, the goat.
the brain. Oh, the brain.
Yeah, the brain.
I felt when that scene comes up, when all of the line chefs are staring at the clock. They got all their prep work done. They cleaned everything. They're just staring at the clock. It's 10:58, and that fucking maitre d' lets those people in 2 minutes before closing. I working the
like,
line in my life. I felt that. I was in the movie theater and seeing it, and I felt that in my soul.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah! It's like, you're getting shit on your burger.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hide it. I'm gonna put it right in the goddamn lettuce.
Yeah.
I will find a tampon and put it in your tea.
Oh my god.
When they fucking
Drag my balls across the souffle.
when they're like fucking the food up, I was like,
Brewed up some special sauce earlier.
dude, garlic bread in the taint, just like,
Oh.
Yeah, man.
I'm about ready for bed soon.
I think like Matilda's kind of fucked up.
Matilda is
when
pretty
you look,
fucked
when
up.
you like look at like actually what's happening, they sell their daughter like
Yep.
some fucking lady. It's weird.
And her dad's a fucking piece of shit.
Yell at me again, okay?
Fucking Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Mm,
he's good at playing a shitbag.
Yeah, he's still in Batman Returns, the second Batman movie. He is still the best. Him and his performance in the second one and Jack Nicholson's performance in the first are the two best live action Batman villains ever.
Oh yeah.
Jim Carrey came close when he played the Riddler.
He did, but he's still not. He just didn't surpass them though. Like
No,
that's so
and
good.
Heath Ledger took it to a different level than Jack Nicholson did.
mhm.
But those two performances,
I love that. I love that film theory of in The Dark Knight. the movie,
Mhm.
there's a scene where it shows like a parade. Batman's fucking been like warned or like has some type of inkling that something's gonna go on at this parade in the center of town, right? And there's this scene with a bunch of like officers or like military personnel, you know, the rifles doing like the thing, and you see the Joker there, out of costume, no makeup on, with the rifle, with all these other guys, and he shoots his rifle in the air, you know. And the theory is that, you know, the Joker has all those theories in that movie about like telling you how he got those cuts on the side of his mouth, and that actually that he was a war veteran that went to war and had like those wounds happen.
I heard
just seen like crazy shit happen, and when he came back, he was just like, none of you guys actually care that we went there.
I heard that theory.
You know, and like that's why he went crazy, because he was like used to seeing crazy shit over. He was like basically had, you know,
permanent PTSD.
Yeah, you know, like he was just fucked, and that's why he was doing what he was, because he wanted to recreate what he'd seen in the city, so everyone else could like see it. You know, like all the explosions and shit.
Yeah. I like things like dynamite and gunpowder.
Yeah.
And gasoline. You know why? Because they're cheap.
I love it when he says, "I'll make this pen disappear," and he just gets, smashes that dude's fucking face down on it, goes in his eye socket, like so.
That's
bad.
I heard the theory that Heath Ledger's Joker specifically was special forces.
Yeah.
Because they don't talk about the Joker, the character origin in The Dark Knight, but they do touch on it in the original Batman, Tim Burton's first Batman, when he's going through Jack Napier's file. When Batman's going through Jack Napier's file, you see that he was in the military.
Yeah.
That he's a genius. He tested, you know, he had super high ratings for this, but also the reason he was discharged from the military was that he was clinically insane.
Yeah.
And they just got rid of him. And
Yeah.
they kind of play him off in Tim Burton's as a pussy.
Yeah.
Like he just kind of like he's a bad guy, but he's kind of sort of detached from the evil, and he only is evil when he sees a chance to not do it with confrontation.
Yeah.
Because when he goes to punch Batman in the stomach, why would you do that? It's Batman. He like breaks his hand on Batman's. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? Huh?
Yeah.
Like that. And Heath Ledger's Joker is, no, I'm like gonna physically come after Batman. Like I'm gonna. He has that his fucking machine gun that he had when he falls out of the it goes off and shit.
Yeah.
That fucking gun that he's got and all of his the weaponry and shit.
The General's daughter's fucked up too.
The General's daughter is a fucked up movie.
At the end, when you find out what actually happened, like.
Yeah. Did you guys ever watch fucking what's it fucking called? It has Amy Adams and the dude who plays fucking Nighthawk or whatever his fucking name is in Avengers. He plays the dude with the bow and arrow.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie that is with Amy Adams.
Is it Amy Adams or is it fucking it's fucking one of the Olsen twins?
Oh. No, I've never seen it.
It's called like Snow something or fucking
Snowpiercer? No.
Nah.
Snowpiercer. It's a movie about a train.
I forget what it is, but I think it's on Netflix, dude, and it's such a good fucking movie. It's basically,
I think I've seen Snow. Is it just Snowfall?
I forget what it is, but it's like a murder one. It's really.
The Lovely Bones was horrible too.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
that
horrible.
guy.
Mark Wahlberg was way too cool about all that shit, man. I want to kill that guy with my own hand. There wasn't enough that like the universe did it for you. Like,
yeah. No, I would want to. If anyone ever did anything to my children, I'd want to take them apart myself.
Slowly.
That's why everybody, the movie Law Abiding Citizen with Gerard Butler, in the beginning of it, first of all, I don't think they accurately portrayed a father seeing his wife murdered and raped and his daughter murdered and raped. I don't think they acted. He stabbed him with a little tiny knife in the stomach, and he put zip ties around his arms and bound him like this on his chest, with the little timid weak dude standing guard over it and everything. Motherfucker, you went after my wife and my kid? Those are broken already, and I don't give a fuck how many times fucking Tiny Tim over here shoots me. I'm snapping his fucking neck, and then I'm putting the banister to the stairs up your ass.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if I die with all of you. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
And then the movie's over.
Well, the movie with Hawkeye and fucking Wendy Olsen.
Last House on the Left's fucked too.
That is fucked.
The remake and the original.
Yeah. So, like, she's there Hawkeye's there investigating the murder, right? And he's like, it's because he's like he's like a ranger that covers this part of the forest and shit. It's on an Indian reservation. It's all like snow and fucking trees and shit. And he like, you know, controls the population of animals, predators, all this shit. Like he's just a ranger. So the cops come out and say, you know, they found this body here. He could help them find anything. He kind of has an inkling of where to go. And it's like this little girl. She's a Native American girl, and he knows her dad, you know, and his daughter had been killed like years before, just like disappeared or whatever. And you know, he goes through all this shit, and he ends up getting to the bottom of who the fuck did it. And when he figures out the story, they all turn up there, but it's on like an oil thing, and like when you cross those boundaries, like your like what's it called? Your like legislation or whatever it is, like isn't valid. Like when you cross those lines onto those things, and those guys know that, so they kind of like turn on him and try to like kill him, and then him and the fucking Olsen chick like murder them all. Because he's like a sniper, so he's like way out, she's there, and he like snipes them all off. And then they find the guy who like did it, who like basically what happened was that they were all working together. One of them was ex-military. He had his girlfriend come visit him, who was a Native American chick from around there. She came on site, they were like hooking up and shit, and all the other guys were drinking. And so they came into the bedroom where they were at and killed the guy, and then like raped her and like tried fucking killing her, and she like escaped and ran barefoot for like 17 miles to where her body was found through the snow in like minus something. And so he finds the last guy who's like passed out from all the fucking shit. So he takes him, and the guy wakes up and they're on top of a mountain. And he just sat there with his gun like 10 feet from him. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you can run if you want. He said, but I'm not going to shoot you until you ran 17 miles, because you're going to die a warrior's death like this girl did, because she ran 17 miles barefoot through the snow. So you're not going to get out of this until you do that. And the guy just starts running. He runs like 10 feet, and he's already like crying. His feet are like fucked, you know, from running through the rocks and the snow. He just can't do it, and like he just fucking puts him down. It's like so good. Such like, as revenge flicks go, it's just such a gratifying one. Like the Lovely Bones, I thought was like a punch under the ribs. It's like, oh, that's not good enough. That's not what he deserved. But here he gets like exactly what he deserved, and he can't even like live up to it. You know what I mean? Like he can't do what she did.
My
so
I love the in the original Last House on the Left it's more fucked up.
Yeah.
But the remake of Last House on the Left, they kind of, like you see it, in the original Last House on the last bad guy, the father takes him apart with a chainsaw. But in the remake, I love that, the innovation.
Yeah.
When he sticks his head in the microwave. But I also love how that actor portrayed just how cold a father would be in that situation.
Yeah, man.
Because he's a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
So he like, the guy wakes up and he can't move, and the dad's just like, yeah, you're paralyzed from the neck down. It made a small incision in the back of your neck right here and severed your spinal cord. It didn't have any rope. Sorry. And then he just like, the guy's just yelling and stuff, and just looks at him, and he turns the microwave on that's over his head, and he just leaves the room.
Yeah.
And his head boils and bubbles and eventually explodes because of the
Yeah.
pressure inside of it. But I just love that, like, yeah, I mean, a small incision in your spine. And
Yeah, that's...
severed your spinal cord in 3 places. I didn't have any rope.
I love...
Sorry about that.
I love The Foreigner.
Oh, yeah, Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan is
Oh.
a bad motherfucker.
He's in that. I love that it's basically Jackie Chan pissed off that he didn't get the role in The Equalizer.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Fuck it, I make my own film."
Yeah. It's basically like Taken with Jackie
Yeah,
Chan. Like,
it's
the same...
Taken and The Equalizer in the same movie.
Yeah.
And I love how
It's so
badass
good.
Denzel Washington is in The Equalizer.
Yeah,
I love
me too.
revenge movies. It just
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
so
yeah.
satisfying.
The Crow.
Yeah.
Shut up! Don't even get us started.
Crow is a great revenge movie. So
can't
is
bring
like
up
No, it can't.
fucking Charles Bronson.
Yeah, Death Wish.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my god.
that's just a good snatch and grab. That movie. That's so like that's why the beta fish is named Charles Bronson.
Yeah, man. So brutal.
Fucking running around with a .45 Magnum and a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. I like the movie.
All bad news.
I like Taxi. I like that
Taxi's,
movie.
yeah, Taxi's good with all those weapons and shit. The thing up his arm.
Yeah. I love that.
I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, probably gonna have to hear. End the podcast there.
There you go.
Yeah, on bed and on Charles Bronson. Alright, that's a lap. Get going. It was funny last night. Kyle at the show, I forget what he made some kind of reference, like some stupid joke, and I looked at him and was like, "Okay, that's a lap. Get going." He looks at me. He's like, "You're not my dad. Can't make me. I'm not going to. You're not my dad."
That's
Bye.
good.